Good afternoon. This is Sarah Honeydew with J&S Biblical Productions on July 11th, 1960. We are going to interview today the brave attorney Atticus Finch, who is described in the book published today by Harper Lee entitled To Kill a Mockingbird. Now, Mr. Finch, you are the moral center of the novel defending a black man in Macomb County, Alabama. And let's see, we would like to know what were your chances of winning the case and why did you take it on?
Well, thank you, Ms. Honeydew, for asking that question.
Yes, so what was your motivation?
Well, you see, when Judge Taylor asked me to take on this case to defend a defenseless black man accused of raping a white woman by the name of Mayella Ewell, it made me think of this passage I read in the Bible, Gospel of Luke, chapter 16, verses 1 through 13. And it states that this manager was to be fired for mishandling a situation. Now, instead of allowing that to consume him, he did what was ethically best for his Lord. And by doing so, he was actually commended for doing what his Lord would have done. Now, in my case, that is defending this black man in the Deep South, where racial prejudice usually always leads to a conviction.
Yes, I do understand your feelings, but it takes a jury of 12 to convict, is that correct?
Yes, Ms. Honeydew. Here in the Deep South, there is an extreme amount of racial hatred that is just unknown to the rest of the United States. During the trial, it actually became apparently clear that Mayella, the defendant, was completely lying, and that her father, Bob Ewell, he caught her advancing my client, beat her up, and then forced her to lie. Now, this was a significant amount of proof, proving that my client, Tom, was completely innocent. But we were in the South, so he never had a chance. Did you know he actually got shot trying to escape?
Oh my gosh. That is so unfortunate. Wow, okay, so I would like to know what drives you to do this. You said that you were appointed by Judge Taylor?
Mm-hmm. It was an onset of courage. Like I was telling my son the other day, Jeb. I told him that I wanted to show him a form of courage. Not this thought of a man with a gun in his hand, but to know that you're licked before you begin. Yet you begin anyway and see it through no matter what.
Yes, I can see what you mean about this reminding you of the parable of the Shrewd Manager, where the manager knew he was going to lose and did the right thing by the Lord. So do you think God played a part in your story?
Most definitely. Justice in this case was served to the murderer by the hands of Boo Radley, who most doubtedly used the murderer's own knife to take care of him, bringing this inhumanity to the proper closure.
Well, Atticus Finch, we should all congratulate you for serving the right master, even though you felt you were licked. You are an example of the shrewd manager, as stated in Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Whoever is faithful with little is faithful with much, and the one who is dishonest with little is also dishonest with much. I was referring to the lying father, Bob Ewell, who eventually was struck down by our Lord. This is Sarah Honeydew with J&S saying, one can only serve one master, and good afternoon.